Okay, good. Oh, toast. I know a lot about head injuries. So for the last 3 years now, I've been working as a registered nurse in downtown UF Health, Jacksonville. And yeah, I love my job. I love that I get to care for people physically and care for them emotionally, but also I get to care for them spiritually as well. And I was excited going into nursing because I knew there were going to be opportunities to minister to my patients. But the Lord started directing my focus towards my coworkers. And I realized my coworkers were people who were hurting and were stressed out, especially during the COVID era. So that was interesting, and I wasn't sure what that would look like. But I felt like the Lord was laying on my heart, I want you to live by example. I want you to do things differently. I want you to respond differently. And so it's like, okay. Whenever patients would get upset with me or mistreat me, I would turn the other cheek. Whenever there were arguments with coworkers, I would be the first to humble myself. Whenever there was slander or there was just some rude talking or just some defaming, I would be able to respond softly and to turn away wrath. This is what it looks like to love your enemies. And from that moment, from those moments, my coworkers have been asking me questions and they've been pointing out things to me like, hey, this patient actually does better with you than with other nurses. Or you're always able to find the good whenever things are crazy. And it's like, well, the good is always there because Jesus is there. And there have been so many opportunities where I've been able to share my testimony. I used to be a Pharisee. I was very judgmental. I was very prideful, and everything changed whenever I really started believing in Jesus and making him king over my life. And the fruit of that now is I am loving and compassionate, and that comes through in my work. And my coworkers are seeing this, which is a huge encouragement to me. I know they're seeing this because they come to me asking questions about the Bible. They've asked about church. They've even asked me to pray for some of the patients. And I just absolutely love taking advantage of those opportunities. Some of my coworkers have even come to church. And so this isn't really what I thought things would look like when I thought about ministering in healthcare. But if there's anything I've learned about God over the years is whatever he does, it usually happens in a way you didn't expect. Living by example is affirming the truth of the gospel. It's saying, this gospel is so true that I'm not just going to verbally acknowledge it, but I'm going to let it impact how I live and the decisions that I make and how I respond to these things. It all goes back to Jesus.